We're here back in the Fantasy Bar. Big Friday night MLB. I got 6 of my favorite plays, including my favorite buy low over on DraftKings. A couple youngsters I think we're getting great prices on in good spots. A couple big boppers we're targeting some home runs. A starting pitcher I think is too cheap. And of course, my favorite play of the slate. Who is it? Belly up to the Fantasy Bar and find out. Welcome in, guys. Friday edition Beers Daily Fantasy Six Pack. And what a better place to be than at the bar on a Friday. 6 guys fresh off the tap for you here on FanDuel and DraftKings. Thank you, as always, for stopping by and checking out the video. Before we get into the plays, you guys know the drill. Been doing a great job. Thank you very much. If you are here hanging out watching the video, please take a second and click that thumbs up button. Greatly appreciate that. Also, if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. And lastly, head over to scoresandodds.com/beer for all of your sports betting needs. Tons of great information over there. The ability to compare odds across all different sports books, very, very important. And premium picks from some of your favorite RotoGrinders personalities. Guys have been killing it over there. Go and check it out. That link in the description, scoresandodds.com/beer. All right, Friday night slate, ton of games as expected. One earlier game, not on the main slate. One minor weather situation to watch in Atlanta, but looks like all systems go here. So let's get into the plays. Let's start with one of those expensive guys I talked about. Don't worry, we got some value coming. We're going to start with third baseman RAFAEL Devers of the Red Sox. Now I know, big price to pay here, especially on DraftKings, over $6K, but I think there's a lot of factors in our favor here. Let's talk about the recent performance. Not been great. Guy was on a hell of a stretch there not too long ago. Not been up to par here of late. That's going to help us out in the ownership department. People looking at that and they are passing. That price, like I mentioned, is going to prohibit a lot of people from getting him in the lineup. We also have 14 games to choose from. That naturally spreads the ownership out on its own. So I really think we get a high upside guy at a very low ownership. And again, spending when people don't want to spend, another way to get different and get contrarian. This guy's dominated right-handed pitching this season. 420, the weighted OBA, 290 in the ISOs, hitting for a ton of power, as we know. Now, Quantrill, definitely a guy we want to target with lefties. 336 WOBA allowed, but it's that power mix. A lot of fly balls, a lot of hard contact. Devers in a great spot to go yard here tonight against Quantrill. All right, let's get to a guy who thinks a great buy low at first base. That's Jose Abreu of the White Sox. So swinging a good stick right now. 4 multi-hit games from over the last 10, but the price has gone down. In fact, the lowest price we've seen on him all season long over on DraftKings. So a great buy low here on Jose Abreu. Matches up very, very well here. And this is the thing I really like. Besides the price, Voth really only throws 3 pitches here. Guess what? Abreu great against all 3 of those. We're talking ISOs of 299, 355, and 356 against those 3 pitches. And Voth has certainly struggled with right-handed hitters allowed. I mean, this number, one of the highest I've seen, 458. The WOBA allowed. And a very limited sample here. The 241 the ISO, giving up power, 36 and 38 in our power mix. Abreu in a great spot here and way too cheap. Get him in those Friday night lineups. All right, let's go to the outfield next. A value play I'm liking tonight. The youngster from Arizona, ALEK Thomas. So he's come in and made an impact. We're talking hits in 13 of the last 14 games. So consistency, solid floor you're looking for in your cash game. Tournaments, the upside is there with the power. 5 of those games have been multi-hit games, but that power, 227 ISO, 367 WOBA, big 47% hard contact rate as well. Garcia, one of those guys we can target with lefties, 210 ISO allowed. But look at the fly balls, the hard contact, 51 and 53% respectively, giving up a massive power mix. In fact, that's one of the bigger ones that we have talked about here. ALEK Thomas, very cheap. Anytime you get a guy like this under 3K on DraftKings, you pounce, and I think you do that here tonight against Detroit. All right, let's go to the starting pitcher position next with Jeffrey Springs of Tampa Bay. Now, we've had Springs before, and it's another guy that's been productive. Starting to pitch deeper in the games, the pitch count's starting to go up here, and the consistency that he gives you in the strikeout department cannot be overlooked here. 5 or more strikeouts in each of the last 6 starts. We know he's got the upside for more, especially against this Pittsburgh team who's been a constant target of ours. Now, I know they've been putting up some runs here lately, but let's just focus on the numbers here. 5 of the projected starters sitting at 25% or higher strikeout rate against lefties. As a team, bottom 10 in strikeout rate, also bottom 10 in WOBA and ISO against left-handed pitching. Jeffrey Springs, great option here in the mid-range. Strikeout upside is there against this Pittsburgh Pirates squad. All right, back to the bats here. Another youngster I'm really liking tonight at second baseman, Nolan Gorman of the Cardinals. So very similar to Thomas, Gorman, one of the top prospects in all of baseball, and has really made a big impact coming up to the big squad here. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Hitting for power against righties, 247 ISO. The WOBA is there as well at 364. The hard contact as well at 45%. So really checking all of those power boxes. And Hendricks, certainly a guy we want to target with left-handed hitters here with this Cardinals team. They don't have a ton of them, but Hendricks, 398 WOBA allowed, an ISO north of 300, and that power mix there for us as well at 44. Ball rate, 40% hard contact rate. Gorman, great option here tonight on both sides. All right, it's time to take a look at my favorite play for Friday night. Before we do that, let's continue our Beast of the Night contest. Easy to play, free to play. Just get in the comment section right below the video and guess fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter I'm going to give you here of the 5 bats. The closest guess wins himself a free week of RotoGrinders Premium. Chance to check everything out behind the scenes. All right, let's wrap this baby up. My favorite play for Friday night. You know, Mass, Beast of the Night. All right, Beast time. We're going to spend up in the beginning with Devers. We're going to do it again here in the Beast spot with outfielder Mike Trout, tonight's Beast of the Night. Now, you talk about a mismatch. Mike Trout, one of the best, if not the best hitter in all of baseball. Righty on righty. Chris Flexen has struggled with righties over the course of his career, also this season. So it's just a matchup that jumps off the page for me, which lands Mike Trout in this Beast spot. Let's take a look at some of the numbers here. Now, swinging a good bat, 5 home runs over the last 7 games. So really swinging a good power stick. 369 ISO against righties. Huge number. WOBA sitting at almost 400 despite a BABIP at just 290. So we talk about that all the time. Anything under 300 in a batting average of balls in play, you've been a little bit unlucky. So these numbers could be even higher, both potentially over 400 against righties. Now we mentioned Flexen, 346 WOBA allowed, but look at that power mix. 45% fly ball rate, 49% hard contact rate. Hauling the home run here from Mike Trout. A solid bet out there. Ohtani was great to us in this spot the other night. Let's hope Mike Trout does it here tonight. Let's bet those home run props. Don't forget, 2 home runs, an option for you as well. Mike Trout, easily my favorite play on the board in tonight's Beast of the Night. All right, guys, that wraps up for Friday Night Fantasy Bar. As always, you got any comments, questions, feedback, hit me up in that comment section right below the video. Don't forget, fantasy points for my highest scoring hitter on FanDuel for a shot at some free RotoGrinders Premium. And check out scoresandodds.com/beer. That link in the description of the video. RotoGrinders.com. I am Beer saying salut, guys. Thank you so much for watching and hanging out here in the Fantasy Bar. Good luck on the slate tonight. Have a great weekend. We'll see you right back here on Monday. We'll see you.
Hey, thanks for checking out our videos. If you want more expert advice on DraftKings, FanDuel, or any other daily fantasy sports, make sure you check out the current videos playlist